Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a great one on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Houston Oilers. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Houston Oilers. The wait is finally over. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis here in the start of a new NFL season, and we kick it off with a bang on Thursday night.
What's interesting about these Thursday night games is oftentimes we hear people say, is it really fair for players to play on Thursday night? But what did we hear from both of these teams going into this one? How excited they were to have the spotlight on their teams, their franchises, the rest of the league watching them go at it.
With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 6. And they'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks down to get 6'5".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on. We know he's not bad at this, but his footwork always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
10 yards in a Seattle first down. Manning on first down. He finds his running back, Mixon. Call it a 1-yard gain of a play, and that'll bring up second down. And we take a look at the offense for the Seahawks.
Obviously a tough test for this offense right out of the gate. Road game in game 1 of the new year. Conventional wisdom says, go slow, take care of the football. I think in this case, attack early and get the home team back on their heels.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
The Seahawks send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And a little too much mustard on that one. It's a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it is permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. When you care that much, play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. And this one complete to Smith. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Bush. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 more yards now going on a first down as well. And one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they're in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It can be a very long night for the defense, because somehow they're going to go for some big yardage.
A good run there on first down, and they'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Off the play fake, he looked to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. Often lack and sometimes kind of just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
He'll look to throw here. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 40.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
Riley Dixon now to punt it away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked on inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
Here's a 2nd and 7 now from their own 7. Now Manning. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up at the 18. This results in 6. Touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This is becoming a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Boswell good with the extra point. That makes the score 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now a kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes his field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And looking to erase his memory bank from his opening drive a moment ago that ended in a pick-6 for the first points of the ballgame.
And in my experience, a lot of quarterbacks, after throwing a pick-6, the first thing they want to do is fire another one and get those points back immediately. But it really helps you get back in sync as a good long methodical drive, mixing the run and the pass, tame things down a little bit.
Second and 9. Manning lets it complete to Williams out of the backfield. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
That last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. From the gun, it's Manning. Now he's going to go up top. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come in 10. Now Joe Mixon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Manning. He gets this one to Boyd. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read more coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're going to away from people. Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
From the gun on 3rd down, Manning. He completes it to Boyd. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I'll just figure there's something wrong with the football.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Throwing is Manning. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again. Manning got an open man. It's QT. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 out of the dump off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Again, that throw with Manning. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Boyd. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Now they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Well, there's two sides here. I guess you could pinpoint and look at the offense and say, oh, man, what a disaster. Hey, the defense, though, they came through.
Preparation's the key to everything. And when you're on the defensive side of the ball and in special teams meetings, you prepare for plays like this. And in this case, they were actually able to win it.
What are your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
2nd and 9 now. So that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 16 yards at first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Stop made by Myles Garrett. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 41-yard line.
On 2nd down now. It's Bush. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down and that 2nd down run. And if that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Let's go, D.
They'll run on 1st down. Campbell. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folding like a lawn chair.
Came out in a power set. That only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Campbell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether it's seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they begin this drive in very precarious field position inside their own 5.
And remember, this is a defense that's already scored once in this game, so you've got to really take care and make sure that you're blocking these guys to try and wedge the ball out from the shadow of your own end zone.
They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. A draw play for Mixon. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 15. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
It was a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
of space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Manning. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2.
Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Now Mixon. And that will buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. This is Mixon. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The run on 3rd and long, so that's waving the white flag a little bit.
Yeah, and I think sometimes teams are so committed to running the football that they'll take a chance, even in a long yardage situation, to let them know on the other side, this is what we're going to be about today. In this case, they didn't get a 1st down, but if you're thinking along with them, hey, they might be committed to running it all game long.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Taken from just outside the 30. 62 yards on the punt that time. And now out comes Houston. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change up the run?
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. That's about as good as a linebacker can diagnose that play, isn't it?
It certainly is, and what he did really well is that while he was diagnosing, he got his feet in motion without actually going anywhere and taking a false step that he had to make up later. He read it, got his feet in motion, and then he just took off and made the play.
On 2nd down now. It's Bush, and he'll be taken down around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Jesse Bates. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd and 12.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Oilers 7, Seahawks 0.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
Pass on 3rd down. Forced to the ground and incomplete.
Problems on 3rd down so far in this 1st half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Houston. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. He gets it to 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
What an advantage having a lead guy to build a defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, they can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Manning got his man. It's Williams. And he he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him old reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Manning to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On the delay, it's Mixon. Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And his crew will take over the football at the 35-yard line. Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talked about, they should wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes.
A 3-yard pickup.
Here's a play fake as they set up the throw. Blitz coming, down he goes.
The quarterback sack.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 15. He'll look to throw. He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. 25 yards on 3rd down. They'll take it. Throw here on 1st down. And eventually he's taken down here. Great coverage downfield, resulting in a sack. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On play action, they'll throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Brings up 3rd down.
He'll set up the throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him.
The 3rd down pass. Complete to number 36.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now it's Chris Boswell out for the field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the lead moves to 10-0. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Well, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Following the field goal on is Riley Dixon to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. they'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did in the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Seahawks on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with a quarterback on the ground so much.
Well, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
On 2nd down, it's Campbell. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Here's Riley Dixon now. He's been terrific so far. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so. They need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up second down. From the 22, here's second and 8.
On the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 22-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And they'll get this up over the 25 to the 26.
He was brought down at the 26. A gain of 4. And it's
From the gun on third down. Manning able to find his target here, larger. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And the punt team on now as this one's set away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. And now out comes Houston. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
A nice-looking play to start the drive. Down the middle and complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. This quarterback now, only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. And they'll try the jet sweep here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Back to throw here. That's complete to Smith. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Complete to number 22. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Bush. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A solid chunk there, 15 yards.
At the 49-yard line.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. He'll drop to throw. Pressure, he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Myles Garrett able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. That'll be 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. This is the tight end fan. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, oh, God, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. 10 yards in the Seattle first down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mixon with it. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down now. Mixon will be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up at halftime, it's the season debut of the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, as we look ahead to all the action coming up this opening weekend. And of course, we'll also take a look back at this first half. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Manning. And his throw is going to be incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And going to throw. It's Williams on the catch. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup of someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield. To the catch when they're running with the ball, they think they're going to win those too.
Now we're a first down pickup of 8. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll look to throw here. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. To throw now on 2nd and 10. He comes back with one complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, first down. They'll drop the throw. Completes it to Ford on the right side. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 30 yards.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first, this one from 38. And Boswell's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about 6 situational football, and something they've worked out since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, good to get another season underway. We'll get back to you guys for the second half of the season opener. But first, let's take a look at what's still to come here in the opening weekend of the NFL season. Plenty to look forward to in that early window, one being a noontime start up in Green Bay. A big one for the Packers, as they'll square off with the New Orleans Saints. Good games in the late afternoon as well, one being out in Santa Clara, where it'll be the 49ers taking on the LA Rams. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now out comes Houston. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. On the counter, it's Bush. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He'll look to throw. That's caught over the middle by Fant. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Houston. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. It's taken to the 26. It's another 40 there. Another 48 and a return of 8. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play all the time.
Plays do script kind of
most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Manning. He finds his running back, Mixon. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Running now to throw to Mixon on the check down. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. The Seahawks send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On the run, it's Bush. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Complete to number 36. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. The kicker here is complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
I think that's a good pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Bush. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Second and 13. That's taken in by Callaway. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 12. They're going to look to throw.
And Bob, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion. But he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more. They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice, able to get a hand in and tip it away.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Houston. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Now, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes just out and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Just when you went on a 1st down run, call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Mixon, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 3. 1st down, Seahawks.
1st and 10. Here's Manning. He gets this one to Bailey. A good pickup there. 8 yards facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll get this out wide to Boyd. 7 yards there and a first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Manning. He completes it to Boyd. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. A gain of 9. That last catch short the marker by just a yard. Leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Well, left side, a completion to his tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
A gain of 19 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Into the red zone now. Manning. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Throwing again on the 2nd down. Manning. It's complete to Williams. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Again, it's Manning. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. And this one is right through. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line. Made them kick a field goal for the offense. 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
And now out comes Houston, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
On first down, Campbell. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. 2nd and 4. Going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they get him down the line before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That was a pretty good throw on the quarterback. They were 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it's so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, and they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Second and 10.
Second and 10. Catch made here by Campbell. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a third down. They wound up getting nothing out of that second down completion, so now here's third and 10. He'll look to throw here. He's got Smith here. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion there. They weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be fourth and short.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Houston. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big check now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chance to see if they can get the score. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they have some options on second and short. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage. Now they'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. On the delay, it's Bush. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Brandon, when you and I sit down and play chess, you're always winning. So I've got to figure out how to get that done. But we're watching a real chess match today between the offense and the defense. And on that play, called a draw. The defense ended up winning.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Trying to get the run game going. This is Mixon. 2 yards on the pickup there. It will be second and 8.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up second.
From the 29. Open nose, QT complete. completion, and it sets up a third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a fifth, barring a conversion here on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's the second sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 15. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Houston. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They'll run it with Bush. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Run coverage excellent there from the defensive end position.
How many times do we sit with coaches and they talk about a base defensive end, a guy who can anchor and play with leverage? We just saw a great example of it. And how about the bonus, tackling the runner for a loss?
They'll go again with Bush. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. Excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. It'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Nixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Play action. Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Throwing his Manning on third down. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. On first down, Manning. Ball as they come up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
To throw again. Manning. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Manning. Third target, and he's intercepted. Picked off at the 49.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Offense as they get set to take over here. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2nd and 5. This is the tight end throw. And we'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. There's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And we'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Where's 52? It's a 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Now back to throw. Looking left side, he's got a man. That's Bush. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Pick up a 5 that time and a first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 23. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
Touchdown, Seattle.
Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Now the try here for the point after. And he puts it through there within 3. It's 13-10.
Next to score, Oilers 13.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Now listen, it's a team game. We know that. But where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again. But on offense, they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. And you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense. At the least, keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Now here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete. Well, one with a big man, Campbell. And he's going to have to protect protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Now on 3rd and long, they look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And knocking down way up close to the 30 at the 39. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Could just sit on it here. Could they had to throw the ball 3rd down? Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. A gain of 4 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
On the draw, this is Campbell. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try to run for the first with Bush. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. And they get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Well, about this offensive line, they're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. That'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and
Back to throw. He's got his tight end full. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 19.
When the offense reads a blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
he's brought down at the 15-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
15-yard line.
These guys being tied in front. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
It's a gain of 11. Complete to Noah Fant. First control at the 4-yard line.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Campbell. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Trying to punch it across with Bush. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? True. You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, a chip shot here.
Boswell's kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, it's a little tight right there. If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. It's complete to Williams. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now Manning has got it to Williams. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Manning to throw on 3rd and 1. Down there, it's complete. Williams. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Manning to throw once more. And now lined up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing again. Manning. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 44. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, it's Bush. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. He'll look to throw. And he'll find his man on the outside. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a 1st down.
Football 1-on-1 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down on the scoreboard, 2:24 to go. This is only week 1 of the season, folks. Get strapped in as they come up here 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Manning. And this is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
To throw again, Manning. It's Williams on the catch. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for 14 in the Seahawk 1st. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running too, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch.
Complete to Joe Mixon. Out of bounds at his own 49-yard line.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down. Manning indeed going for it on 4th. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a week 1 victory. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And what would you say? Is it the offensive line that has caused a lot of this pressure to get back there?
That's always the first place that you have to look to see what's going on. But part of it is so difficult to simulate this type of pass rush in practice because the speed, the ferocity, the quickness, some of the change-ups and how they get at the quarterback that you may not have seen on film. All that is different. You can practice it as much as you want to. You can even insert smaller, faster guys at positions to show that the speed's going to be quicker. But until the whistle blows and you play for real, it's just not the same.
And not as easy to implement on game day. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll keep it in the hands of Bush. And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Houston. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
march out of the field. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute it.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He gets this one to Bourne. A good pickup there. 8 yards in the first down completion. He's back to throw to Mixon on the check down. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll look to throw. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this when everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for the home team here, they begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA...